Today, people are no longer limited to working from a single location. They work from home, cafes, customer sites, on the road. Even when they're in the office, they don't necessarily have to be at their desk to be productive. We are in an era where mobility really is the new normal, and people expect to have the ability to work where, when, and how they choose. For instance, around 2/3 of employees use personal devices for work, and a large percentage work away from their desk, even when they're in the office. While users have been able to access basic content details from devices for some time, truly mobile CRM is a new frontier that holds potential to significantly transform the way mobile users can connect to and interact with business-critical information, thereby driving revenues, productivity, and customer satisfaction. So what is mobile CRM? Mobile CRM is about taking advantage of the latest smartphone and tablet technologies to introduce CRM into key customer situations where notepads, napkins, or human memory currently dominate. For the most part, the goals of mobile CRM are not fundamentally different from desktop CRM. After all, CRM is about better understanding and servicing customers' needs to drive revenue, satisfaction, and loyalty. Mobile CRM is about leveraging the unique advantages enabled by mobile technologies to help realize organizational goals, even when employees are on the go. While mobile CRM has traditionally been addressed by outfitting users with laptops, today's mobile CRM extends the computing environment even further to the latest mobile devices that optimally integrate voice, email, and other data services in a handheld form factor. While laptops will always play a critical role in the mobile toolset, smartphones and tablets introduce some unique advantages ideally suited for mobile professionals, especially for CRM. And that starts with form factor. Smartphones and tablets are far less obtrusive than laptops, ideally suited for tightly packed airplane seats, taxis, or subways, in the car before your customer meeting, catching up on notes. They are often used for pre-meeting research before customer engagements, and they ensure that data is always available and accessible and not confined to those situations where it is convenient. It's just always convenient. Real-time information access and capture requires a device that is always ready and at hand. Smartphones and tablets ensure that valuable customer data and opportunities are always captured. And it's not always practical, convenient, or even appropriate to pull out a laptop during a face-to-face conversation. Mobile devices provide a level of discreteness that doesn't disrupt business flow or conversations when being accessed to retrieve or input data. So if you could advance to the next slide, please. Mobile CRM is not just an enabler to improve business processes for field professionals, but it also solves an important business challenge faced by many organizations when it comes to CRM, namely how to improve CRM usage rates among mobile users and turn CRM into a competitive advantage in the field. A common observation among companies using a CRM solution is that the field staff often appears to be disengaged from the CRM process. In many cases, mobile processes still appear to be mostly manual and note-driven, with information not effectively captured into the system. Leveraging the benefits of a CRM solution requires availability of computing resources and connectivity to the CRM database. In many cases, if not most mobile situations today, either at a customer site or in transit, the benefits are lost without the right mobility tools, including mobile CRM. Easy mobile access to CRM means that more information is captured and stored immediately and transparently synchronized with the CRM system, so it can be immediately accessed by all members of the sales support and management teams. Similarly, as internal users engage on a customer issue and update the CRM system internally, critical updates can be communicated with mobile users in real time through the CRM system. Next slide, please. In addition to solving unique business challenges, mobile CRM offers quite a few unique benefits for the organization because it can increase your average sale, lower your cost of sales, reduce billing lag time, and deliver real-time data. Studies have shown that mobile CRM increase average sales by up to 20%. This is because salespeople with immediate access to account history, product information, price lists, and promotions can offer customers more options to build sales. There's no return calls, no calling back to the office for approval, no delays. Opportunities just move through the pipeline more efficiently. And these greater efficiencies and productivity mean that mobile sales professionals have the flexibility to visit more clients and close more deals faster. Studies have also shown that mobile CRM can lower your cost of sales by up to 15%. Closing sales with fewer interactions keeps sales people working on new opportunities that build revenues. Mobile CRM allows information to be immediately requested and retrieved, which streamlines and even accelerates sales and service processes and improves the mobile user's ability for on-the-spot problem solving. Many to-dos and follow-up actions items that used to be done offline can be eliminated as problem resolution can be initiated in real time. Mobile CRM has also been shown to reduce billing lag time by 30%. And every type of business that delivers service in the field, from technicians to accountants, can improve cash flow by reducing the time between service delivery and billing. Also, with mobile CRM, you can deliver real-time data to managers. Making it easier for mobile users to input data means more data will be added to the customer record, and therefore data will be more timely, accurate, and complete. With mobile CRM, you should improve the quality and timeliness of the customer data added to the CRM system. Next slide, please. So, what do you need to consider when adopting a mobile CRM solution? It's important to recognize up front that mobile CRM is more than just another CRM client. The mobile environment itself can be complex, and unique requirements should be considered when extending CRM to mobile devices. For instance, optimizing the CRM experience for mobile users requires a rich, familiar smartphone or tablet CRM interface that is similar to the look and feel of the desktop CRM application. This approach serves to both dramatically shorten the learning curve as well as increase user adoption and productivity. Also, CRM information should also be available locally on the device so users would have immediate access to key information at all times, regardless of the available mobile bandwidth. This provides the ability to get work done even when there is an interruption in connectivity. Organizations routinely customize their CRM solution to match the way their business works. So the mobile CRM application should also be customizable to reflect relevant changes made to the core CRM application, or tailored to respond to specific mobile user requirements over time. And probably the biggest item on this list is security. Security is clearly a key consideration, especially as formerly networked housed information will now be extended out to mobile devices.
Brian, I just lost audio. Are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me? Hello, hello? Hello, hello? Hello, hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Are you there, Eric? It appears we have lost Eric, which is critical because he is advancing the slides for me. I can hear him type, though. Eric, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Eric? Eric, can you hear me? I show that I am speaking. Eric, are you there? Can you hear me now, Eric?
Brian,
Eric?
can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me? Eric, can you hear me?
Hey, Brian, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can.
I didn't have any. Sounds like Brian.
Oh, now you're breaking up. You're breaking up. Can you hear me?
So,
Oh, there you are.
about this, we're having some technical difficulties.
Can you hear me, Eric? Go ahead and move forward.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move forward with my demonstration. So it's a little bit difficult to demo a mobile solution live. I found out So to truly capture an authentic mobile experience, I'm driving down the freeway right now, going about 80 miles an hour, and just please excuse any noises, horns, expletives, etc. But actually, I'm safe in my office, but I was thinking how Microsoft should probably have a disclaimer on their mobile apps, not to be used while driving. I know that's kind of an issue. One thing I want to focus on a little bit here is Brian kind of laid out why Microsoft has such a big focus on their mobile investments. And as I've been kind of diving into these apps over the last few weeks, it's just incredible what they're doing. So there's a CRM app for phones, there's a CRM app for tablets, and there's kind of a history of mobility with Microsoft where they had the ability from a device to go directly to the website, and then it would render in more of a, it would recognize that you're coming from a mobile device and render the screens a little bit differently. Then they had an app that was released a few years ago, and that has kind of been sunsetted. It's called, they renamed it to Mobile Express now. And so what we're going to be looking at today is the latest and greatest. It's called mobile, or it's called CRM for tablets and CRM for phones. And some really good resources here we have listed on our website. So if you go to QuantaCRM and you go under the resources tab, we have the CRM for phones and tablets user guide. This is kind of the full user guide for phones and tablets. There's videos here. It talks around, it gives you some good advice on getting around in the apps, managing accounts, nurturing leads through the sales process, pinning. And I'm going to demo a lot of this. So anyway, this is a great kind of full user's guide. And go back to our website here. So again, under QuantaCRM, under resources, we also have the hardware and software requirements. So they have a CRM app for phones and tablets for iOS, for Android, and for Windows. And so if you're wondering if your device is up to date, so they're continuing to modify and to roll out new integrations between the other devices, but just check this hardware software requirements to see if your device meets the requirements for the app. This is a Dynamics CRM 2016 release preview guide, and there's a section on mobile in this, which is great. So if you want to kind of revisit some of the enhancements that they're making, this is a good place to go. There's also a what's new in Dynamics CRM 2016. So this is kind of the preview guide, and then here's okay, it's out now, here's what's new. And again, there's a big section on mobility in this guide as well. So I think it's around page 16 or so, yeah. So if we come down here, here's mobile enhancements. There's some mobile offline support. We can get to document management now. Anyway, so these resources, because this is a live demo of mobile, we just wanted to make sure you had a lot of resources to fall back on. There's a couple of YouTube videos here. There's a 5-minute Microsoft YouTube video that's just a great overview. So if you have that executive person that never has more than 10 minutes, you can say, well, let's go watch this 5-minute video, and if it seems like there's some benefits for you, we can easily show you how to download the app and get set up on your phone or tablet. There's also a 45-minute, more of a detailed overview YouTube video. So this one's, if you're an IT guy or you're kind of helping roll out the mobile solution, spend some time to watch this. This one focuses a lot on differences between the tablet and the phone app, because there are some differences, and I'll talk to those a little bit. But in general, it's pretty similar. They're both great, but there's some differences between the tablet and the phone app. So we just want to focus on this. If you go to QuantaCRM, go to resources, it's right here in the middle. There's a bunch of Microsoft Dynamics CRM information, and almost all of this is focused around mobile. I mean, these are what's new in 2016, but remember there's a mobile section here, there's a mobile section here on the release. Okay, so in the past, the CRM app for phones and tablets, you had to use a special mobile form. So you had, if you created an account form for your customers and your accounts, and I'm just going to maybe give you a visual of what that would look like. So say I'm on an account form here in Dynamics CRM. I could modify this form. I could, drag fields on here. I can add new fields. And say I customize this form for the regular online experience, well, then I would also have to go and customize another form specifically designed around mobile. So if I go under my accounts forms here, we're going to see that there's some different forms, and one of them actually says, this is a mobile form. So I want to point this out because this is kind of in the rear view mirror now. This is part of the old mobile standard. So if I go to forms here and I see Mobile Express, that's the CRM Express app. That's the older app. It's not the one I'm showing today. The app that I'm going to show today uses the main account form, which is great because Microsoft their real goal is to be device agnostic. So they want to say, let's have one form that we customize, and let's show that on the web. And then if I'm on a tablet, I see the same fields. And if I'm on a phone, let's see the same fields. So with this app I'm showing you today, you only really need to worry about this one form. While I'm in here, I just want to point out that you can hide things from the phone. So if I said, the ticker symbol is on my account form in the summary area, but I don't really want to see that from my mobile device, I can go under Edit, change the properties, and so there's different areas, subgrids, fields where I can deselect available on the phone. So if I don't actually want to show a field or a grid or a chart or a graph, whatever it might be, I can come in and say let's not make that available on the phone. So just a little back-end customization stuff. I don't want to focus too much on that. Let's actually show you the app. So I've got it up in two formats here right now. One is the Windows app. So I have a Windows machine running Windows 10, and I just went and typed in CRM app for tablet Windows 10. It'll take you to the download area where you can download these apps. So I'm just going to walk through this for just a second. One thing I will point out is this new CRM app is available for 2015 Online Update 1 and above. So if you're on 2015 Online Update 1 or 2016, this app will work with that. It's not available for on-prem deployments or earlier versions. So again, Microsoft has this push to the cloud, and they're releasing these enhancements, and all the great bells and whistles are showing up here in the cloud first. So just keep that in mind. So I have a home page that's tied to my app, and the default home page is kind of a dashboard that has a lot of list views. So I have activities, open opportunities, open leads, accounts, and then a dashboard of my open opportunities. So I can scroll back and forth. I'm going to be going a little bit back and forth here between my mouse and my touch screen. My laptop is a touch screen. So for instance, if I go into my activities, what I'm going to do is touch on my activities here with my touch screen. And you can see if I hold that down, it highlights that. And it gives me some additional command prompts at the bottom. Do I want to change the view of my activities? Do I want to pin this to home? Do I want to pin to start? Export to Excel? So there's quite a bit I can do with that. Let's start out with dashboards. So if I take a look at dashboards, and here's a sales activity dashboard. One thing that's great is you can take pretty much any record or screen that you're on, and you can pin it to your home screen. So if I want to take this sales activity dashboard, again, I'm going to, with my finger, I'm going to hold this down over sales activity dashboard, and you'll see a little command prompt down here, and I can say, oh, I want to pin that to home, or I want to pin it to start, or maybe I want to change the dashboard that I'm looking at right now. So if I select a different dashboard, here's all of my system dashboards and my personal dashboards. But let's just say I want to pin it to home. So I click pin it to home. And if I go back to my home page, I have my sales activity dashboard right here. So I can take, just to give you another example, if I have an account that I'm working on every day and I just want a quick access to that account, so let's say that's Alpine Ski House here, I can highlight the account, do the same thing. I'm going to hold down where it says Alpine Ski House with my touch screen. It's going to open up the command below, and then I'm just going to say pin that to home. And so again, I go back to my home page. I have that sales activity dashboard. I can just click on that to bring that up. If I want to go back to my home page and say, let's get to that Alpine Ski House, I click on that. It opens up an account record. So very flexible and personalizable. That's probably not a word, but you know what I mean. So we can really modify the home screen to be exactly what we want. And keep in mind, this is device specific. So if I hop on my iPhone and I pin some stuff to my home page, and then I go to my iPad, it's not going to cross devices. So just something to keep in mind. It's device specific. Let's take a quick look. So if I'm on an account, so now I'm on an account and I have really, they try to focus on what's important, which is, you know, here's my relationship for that account. Here's my primary contact. So if I want to shoot this contact an email or place a phone call, I just hit the phone icon and it's going to place a call on my iPhone, on my phone, or shoot off an email. There's also a lot of these other sections below to get to activities or cases or contacts or documents. So what it's doing is it's just rendering all of that information in a slightly different view. If I hop back into the form for account, I'm going to see my summary account information is going to be right here under the summary pane. And so I have account name, phone, email. And then if I go down to, if I scroll down a little bit, here's my details section. Well, my details section is going to be off to the right a little bit over here. So here's my details section. So I can see that these fields are correlating to the details section. And again, my summary information is correlating to the summary section of the form. So again, it's one form on multiple devices on the web. It's also taking other sections of that form, like recent opportunities, open activities, notes, and it's presenting those in a separate pane. Now, one difference to point out is I'm on a tablet app right now, so I can scroll back and forth. On a phone app, I'm going to have one pane at a time. And on the phone app, you'll actually see a little, some buttons down here at the bottom that would, you know, for instance, if there's 8 panes going across, you'd be able to see 8 little buttons, and it would say, for instance, if I'm on the summary pane, it would show that section 2 of those panes is highlighted, and I would just swipe from right to left and you know, go across on the phone one pane at a time. So it's a little bit of a different approach to rendering on a phone, because the phone is always going to be portrait and the tablet's always going to be landscape, so they have more real estate to work with, kind of going back, you know, horizontally here. Okay, so that's looking at accounts a little bit. I mean, there's some really cool stuff, like if I want to click on an address, it's going to pop open a Bing map for me and say, zoom right in on the address. So if I'm on the road on, you know, again, not driving, but I'm pulled over on my phone and I'm looking for an address, and I click on that link, it can pop that right up right here. I can get directions and navigate to that address. So there's some pretty cool features there. Let's talk for a minute about opportunities. So if I go into an opportunity, select one of these here. Again, this will be rendered a little bit differently on a phone. In the 45-minute video link that I tried to point out, it has a great compare contrast with the phone app versus the tablet app. In general, a lot of similarities, but just the way it renders some of this data is a little bit differently. If I'm on, so let's say I'm on my device and I'm on an opportunity, this Alpine computer upgrade, the customer need needs to upgrade. We can kind of work through some of this. Whoops, let me go back here. Okay, let me open this up again and we'll propose solution, upgrade to 5.0. Stakeholders, I could say we'll mark those complete, and I move to the next stage. Now, one thing that's not completely intuitive, on the phone app, it actually, I believe, shows you the stages across the top. On this app, because it's just one pane in the middle, I'm on the proposed stage, so it's not showing me the other stages. So again, if I click on this with my touch screen and hold proposed stage, I see some command prompts that pop up at the bottom here. So for instance, I can go back a stage. So it's not the most intuitive thing, but if you start using your tablet or phone, you're going to get used to kind of holding down some of these headers, which gives you additional functionality. So I'm on the proposed stage, I hold that down, I can go back a stage if I need to correct something here, or I can move forward. So opportunities, it's great. I can see the activities tied to the opportunities, the stages, I can move back and forth through stages, and I can also see documents that are tied to the opportunity. So this is something new they added is, you know, there's a great integration between Dynamics CRM and SharePoint. And if I'm using that integration and I've got some documents stored in SharePoint, here's my document directory for SharePoint that's tied to this opportunity. And from a phone or from a tablet, I can open up that document. So a lot of cool things. So I'm going to hop back in here. Cases, if I wanted to go under cases, I'm going to have similar functionality with the stages. If I pull up a case, and I can see my stage that I'm on of the case, open activities. So very, very similar to the opportunity. I have the documents here as well. Let's look briefly at activities. So if I go to activities, by default, what it wants to do is it pulls up my activities for my week, which is great. So it pulls it up in a calendar view. I love this. I can scroll up and down. I can click on any of these activities and kind of open them up. And I can also switch to a month view or a day view or a week view. And I think I did something when I scrolled down here. Let me just go back and open that up again. Maybe I moved the week. Let's see. What did I do? Oh, okay, yeah, I moved the week. So to add a new activity, again, if I hold down this top area here, I'm going to have some additional command prompts down here. So I'm going to hold that down and I can get into, oh, let's add a task or add an appointment at the bottom right here. So if I wanted to add a task, and you can see that this is, again, designed for mobile interaction, so it's nice and easy to use. Subject. And description, and then regarding is where I can tie it to an account or a case or a contact. So if I want to find an account, you can see by default it's kind of looking at recent accounts that I might have opened. But if I wanted to type in a specific one, so say I type in Alpine, it's filtering and it gets us down to Alpine. So I can pull that open and any other information I want, and then just save it. And it places that on my calendar. So I really like the activities on this, the way it's rendered on a mobile device. I can see activities that are tied to a specific opportunity, or I can see all of my activities. One thing I did want to point out is, for instance, if I'm on an account list, so here's my default active accounts. And again, I'm going to click on my active accounts, hold that down. It's going to give me some additional options here, and I'm going to change the view. So I can go into select view and say, you know what, I want to look at active accounts by state. I select that view. I can sort it by state and sort by any of these, and then just drill down into the account from here. So very, very interactive, intuitive. It's pretty easy to use. So a couple of other differences. Let me just show the few differences between the phone app and the tablet app, list views in the tablet app are going to show the same columns that you have in your web rendering. So again, if I go to accounts, my active accounts, if I have more columns, I might have to scroll over. But in general, the idea is that I'm going to see all of the columns that are tied to this list view. On a phone app, it renders a little bit differently. It's going to take, if there's any type of an image, it'll show the image, and then it'll show the primary key, which in this case would be the account name, the primary piece of data, and then it'll just show the first two columns. So if I'm on a phone app, I'm really going to get the account name, and right underneath that, it's going to show me the main phone and the address. It won't show you all of these fields. Of course, I can click on it and get into the rest of the information. So just a little, minor differences I want to point out. And the other thing is where I went into the custom area and I said, don't show on the phone. So if I take this particular field and I change the properties and say, hey, I'm not going to make that visible on the phone, that's specific to the phone app. So the CRM app, we don't have a simple field like that. There's ways to manipulate JavaScript and customization, but it's just not quite as simple. Trying to think of other differences. But again, that longer 45-minute Microsoft video really focuses on some of the differences between the phone and the tablet app. So that's good. I'm trying to think of anything else. We're about 35 minutes through. Yeah, I think that kind of gives you a good idea. This is the Windows view. I also have it up in Android right here. So this is a little Andy tablet, virtualization emulation program. So this is what it looks like in the Android view. And again, you can kind of scroll across. If you're on a particular list, you can scroll up and down. The functionality is pretty much the same across the different device types. It's just kind of a tablet app versus a phone app. So this is in Android, where this is in Windows. So, okay, Brian, maybe we'll take a few questions now.
Can you hear me now?
And I am having trouble hearing Brian.
Okay. I am going to...
Maybe I'll have Brian chat me the questions.
There you go.
Okay. What if I don't have access? So offline functionality is something that they're really focusing on. So if you don't have internet access or phone and you still want to work in this, basically recently viewed records are being cached and kept locally. And so you still do have some offline functionality on the phone and on the tablet. You can create records. I can't really show you that functionality without killing the session and killing my internet. But if you're not connected, you'll see a little red thing kind of at the bottom right that shows disconnected. You can still create records offline. So if you try to create a record, it'll put it into a draft form. And when you resync, you can reconnect and you can open those drafts and save those. And again, I think one of those Microsoft videos that demos that, they might actually talk about it a little bit in the quick 5-minute video, and probably a little bit more in depth in the 45-minute video. They're doing a lot with this offline functionality. If you have more than 30 professional licenses, there's kind of a whole other level of offline functionality where there's a separate kind of Azure in between cloud database where it syncs and everything. But it's a little more advanced than what I want to talk about today. Okay, next question. How much does it cost? I love this question. It's only $10,000. No, I'm just kidding. It's free. So you can download these apps. The apps are free if you go to Android, the Play Store. You can download the app for free if you go, to wherever you get your Windows apps, or just Google Windows app for Dynamics CRM. You'll find it in iOS. So it's all free. It's just a matter of getting people to use it. Of course, you do have to have Dynamics CRM licenses. It's not like you could just use it on your app and not own licenses. So, but if, as long as you own Dynamics CRM licenses, you can download the app for free and use it on your devices. Okay, and so one last thing, just to point out where you can find a lot of this information. Again, we're going to go back to QuantaCRM, our website here. And I know it's, Brian's going to post the video, so today's video will also show up under resources. But if you just go under QuantaCRM resources, we have all of this information here. The CRM for phone and tablet user guide, hardware and software requirements. Here's some new information about 2016 that has some good stuff on mobility. Here's a preview, or that's the preview guide. Here's what's new in 2016. And then there's 2 great YouTube videos posted by Microsoft on YouTube. One's only 5 minutes. Again, if you want to quickly sell an executive on mobile CRM, you show them the 5-minute video. If you need to get a little bit more in-depth, there's a 45-minute video. So we'll go back to the PowerPoint here, and we kind of talked about any questions. So yeah, at this point, if you do think of anything, you can email me, eanderson@quantacrm.com, or hit me up on my phone. And thank you so much for attending. Really appreciate you coming to this. I know your time is valuable. Hopefully you saw some interesting things. And have a great day. We appreciate your participation. We also have this white paper here too. For a copy of the Mobility and CRM white paper or the 2016 release guide, again, we can just go under the QuantaCRM.com resources. And under events is where you can register for future events. You can view past events. We have a half-hour dashboard video that's pretty good if you haven't seen dashboards in CRM. It's a nice place to start, and so again, you can see our past and register for future events here.